Today's live at 4. So Eddie Murphy, of course, has been one of the most popular comedians in history since he first popped up on Saturday Night Live back in the 80s. He's had a huge movie career, appearing in over 40 films so far.
Well, what we did is we picked 4 of Eddie's most popular movies and then asked you to vote on our Facebook page for your favorite: Coming to America, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop, and The Nutty Professor.
This is funny. Not a lot of Nutty Professor fans out there.
I know.
I like that movie. But the other 3 were neck and neck and neck. Beverly Hills Cop squeaked ahead to take the title.
But Coming to America came in a very strong second place, and we've got some news for fans of that movie. If you haven't heard, there is a sequel. It is out right now, almost 33 years after the original was released.
So we have a review of the movie coming up. But first, our movie guy, Paul McGuire Grimes, got the chance to talk with the stars of the original and the sequel, Arsenio and Eddie Murphy.
Wow, you got a lot of cool movies back there. We can't get
Thank you very much.
the Cop and Dolomite and both.
I don't see Black Dynamite back there.
I apologize about that.
Hey, Paul, you got 3 names. You could have been a Cosby kid.
Hakeem, it appears you have a son who must be found.
Prepare the royal jet. We are going back to America.
We had the original screenwriters coming back to pen this screenplay, but how involved were both of you to figure out where these 2 characters were going to be and what was the story going to look like?
That process took 4 years because we wanted to make sure it was. We didn't want to do this unless the script was right.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other movie is kind of like a cult movie, and people really, really like it.
I just discovered that I may have a son here in this land.
How much child support is she getting from?
The king pays no child support.
No child support for 30 years and you came back? You was a dummy.
We actually have talked in the past, and there was going to be no Coming to America sequel. And, you know, Eddie is so into story and writing. Until there's a script, there wouldn't have ever been the idea. And then one day, he started on that road because he had that idea. But there was not supposed to be a sequel.
That's right.
There you go.
Let me hear you say, hey, ho.
Hey, ho!
No, don't do that. That's his mother.
Oh, don't you say it.
No, not to his mother.
This has been incredible. You guys, thank you so much for the time. Thank you for making this film. And this was truly a highlight of my life talking to both of you today.
Oh, that is so sweet. Paul McGuire Grimes from Paul's Trip to the Movies joins us now.
So, Paul, before we get into what you thought of the movie, let's just talk a little bit about that moment, that surreal moment that you ended there with, when you are in a Zoom room, and it's you, it's Eddie Murphy, and it's Arsenio Hall in that very room in your house. What is going on in your head?
I mean, my mind just, I can't even believe it's happening. So then I'm like, reveling in excitement. My words don't come out. I look like a buffoon because I'm a huge Saturday Night Live fan. So I've grown up watching Eddie's movies, those old SNL characters, to just talk to one of those legends, and for both of them just to make me laugh as much during the interview, and then Eddie's swearing at one point, so I can't contain myself. So it was just literally a thrill of a lifetime. And
That's really fun.
That's so
really
great.
Fun to
I
see.
loved watching Arsenio Hall lean in,
looking at the
see
movies, looking for his movie Black Dynamite.
Hey,
doesn't
excuse
see
me,
it back
where
there.
am I on that movie wall? That was really great. Okay, so let's talk about this movie, though, Coming to America. It is on Amazon Prime. That's where you can watch it, and you can stream it, what, today?
It's available today, yeah. And I will tell you, rest assured fans, this is a very funny movie. So when you have Eddie Murphy, Arsenio, Tracy Morgan, and Leslie Jones all in the same movie, you were kind of consistently laughing throughout. And what I love, it's not just a rehash of the first, not a carbon copy, because it's not just them back in Queens all over again. It really is in Zamunda, this, foreign country. And it's really more about the son character, played by Jermaine Fowler, who we saw yesterday on the show, than it really is about Eddie and Arsenio. And I think that's a good thing. I mean, they're all in it for sure, but I like that it's not just a rehash.
Okay, now, I'm going to tell on myself here. I have not seen Coming to America, the original.
Me neither.
And so, easy, Paul. Now, here's my question. Stay with me.
This is why you get to do the big interviews and we don't.
Yeah, well, no, but here's the question. If you haven't, could I just shortcut it and watch this weekend, or do I need to see the original first? I get it, it's a comedy. It's not the most complex plot, but still.
You don't have to see the original. There are plenty of flashbacks. There are plenty of call-outs to the original. You'll see a ton of the original cast, and you'll kind of pick up like, oh, that must have been in the original, but you can still enjoy this one for what it is, because it is an original story. And I mean, the entire cast from the first is back. John Amos, James Earl Jones, Sherry Headley, Louis Anderson is also in it, which is so funny. So I like that. And there's a lot of meta quality. They talk about reboots and remakes in this, so it does feel fresh. And just nostalgia driven.
But maybe have fun and watch the first one and then watch this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would be really fun.
So do that double feature.
How many ticket stubs are you giving it, Paul?
3 out of 5 ticket stubs for Coming to America.
Great.
Okay, now a movie that our kids have been getting excited about when we've been seeing teasers for this. It's pronounced Raya and the Last Dragon, correct?
Yes. Okay. This is the latest Disney animated classic, and Raya has to go and find the Last Dragon, Sisu, as well as and they need to find 5 hidden gemstones if they want to stop this deadly plague and really reunite the people of their kingdom, Kumandra.
Okay, so I want to know, number one, how it looks visually, and then number two, how is the story? What are we thinking?
So this is a dazzling visual feast. I am always in awe of how Disney makes their animated films look so lifelike, so real. And what I love is they make this fantasy world kind of merge with traditional Asian culture. So I love that representation here. And you have a all-Asian cast. Kelly Marie Tran plays Raya, and then Awkwafina is hysterical as Sisu the Last Dragon. I mean, kids will find it funny. The story itself, I mean, this is a story that we've seen before. It has all the traditional, you know, Disney hallmarks, Disney princess, animal sidekick, broken family, and then it's all about kind of bringing people together, and like the kingdom is very divided, so how do we bring people together again in a very divided nation, much like we saw with Trolls World Tour, and again matching our own reality, our own nation. So I can see how filmmakers want to tackle that at a really kid level.
Do you think though this is going to get like the love of Frozen, or even, I mean, even Moana? Like, I love Moana so much.
Kids will love it, but I think that adults may be like, okay, I've seen this story before, but I think that the representation is what is still key here, and I think there is a lot to love about. There's adventure, there's peril. I think kids will love to go on that adventure, but I think us as adults would be like, okay, I think we've seen that before, and you can feel the Moana effect, you can feel the Frozen with its kind of look at mythology and culture and family tradition. You do get a lot of that in this movie. So the story itself isn't all that.
Paul, before the ticket stubs, real quick, can you see this in theaters and at home?
Yes, I believe you can see it in theaters, but it will be on. It is at home. You will have to pay for it. It is $29.99. It's part of the
Disney Plus.
That's for Disney Plus, much like we saw with Milan. But for you two with a family, it's a pretty reasonable price tag with a family of 4, 5, 6, C5 lost
I tell you what, I'm going to find a theater that is at their 25% capacity, and that's going to be our return movie to the theater.
Kids.
I think so, a year later.
That's a good idea.
Paul, how many ticket stubs?
3.5 out of 5 for Raya and the Last Dragon.
All right,
really good.
Look at that, Paul.
Paul, thanks so much, buddy. Always great to see you. You can visit Paul's website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for updates on movies and streaming services. You can also listen to Paul. He's on the Colleen and Bradley Show on My Talk 107.1 every Friday. Or you can watch him on his YouTube channel, also called Paul's Trip to the Movies.
Very good. TCL's Movie Trip is brought to you by Muska Lighting. So Muska is currently offering 10% off all Quizell products through the end of the month of March, Steve. So this is when I spent time at Muska Lighting and I learned how to upgrade fixtures using Quizell lines of products, but it's all on a budget. That was in a dining room. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So they can help you bring a warm and modern look to every room in the home. That deal is only available in their showrooms. So stop in today. 10% off Quizell. Woohoo!
They say, you know they.
Who's they?
They.
The collective they.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. We have the photo to prove it. You'll want to see it. That's coming up.
Thanks to Muska Lighting for sponsoring TCL's Movie Trip. Replace old and dated fixtures with a new light and change the look and feel of your home. Our mudroom fixture from Muska Lighting is a total showstopper. We get compliments from everyone who walks through the door. Talk to the experts at Muska Lighting in Roseville and Eden Prairie for help finding the perfect light for you.